You told God you were done. You prayed the prayer. You cried real tears. You meant every single word. And then 3 days later, maybe 3 hours later, you were right back in it. The same sin, the same shame, the same whisper telling you, you'll never change. If that's you right now, I need you to hear something. The problem was never that you didn't try hard enough. The problem is that you've been using the wrong weapon for the wrong war. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 biblical truths that will change the way you fight sin forever. Not tips, not hacks, not another list of things to try harder at. I'm talking about the actual reason your body keeps pulling you back and the law that God put inside you to set you free. And if you stay until the end, I'll show you the 2-word prayer that rewires everything. Let me tell you something most people never hear in church. The reason you keep going back to the same sin is not because you're weak. It's not because your faith isn't real. And it's not because God gave up on you. The Apostle Paul, the man who wrote most of the New Testament, had this exact same fight. In Romans chapter 7, he says something that might shock you. He says, I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, this I keep on doing. Read that again. The Apostle Paul, chosen by God, used by God, filled with the Spirit, is saying, I keep doing the thing I hate. So if you've ever felt like a fraud because you keep falling, you're in good company. But here's where it gets important. Paul doesn't just describe the problem, he diagnoses it. He says there are 3 laws at war inside every believer. The first is the law of God, his standard, holy, perfect, the life he designed you to live. The second is the law of your mind. That's the part of you that hates sin, the part that says, I'm done, I'm never doing that again. The third, and this is the one nobody talks about, is the law of sin in your body. That's the sinful nature that still lives in your flesh. It's like a law of gravity in your body, pulling you down whether you want it to or not. And here's the brutal truth. Your mind wants to fly, but your body is chained to the ground. You strap on your cardboard wings, your accountability apps, your morning routines, your promises, and you jump. And for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, it feels like it's working. But then the law of gravity kicks in, and you crash again. Same sin, same shame, same cycle. This is why willpower alone will never save you. And understanding that is the first step to freedom. Step 1. Understand why willpower always fails. Most Christians fight sin the same way. Something goes wrong, they feel conviction, they feel shame, and they make a promise. I'm going to try harder. I'm going to set up blockers. I'm going to fast. I'm going to pray more. And those things aren't bad. But here's what nobody tells you. You are asking your body to fly with cardboard wings. Romans 7:18 says it plainly. I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. Your flesh does not have the ability to produce righteousness. It was never designed to. Telling your flesh to stop sinning is like telling gravity to stop pulling. It doesn't matter how loud you yell. It doesn't matter how sincere you are. A law doesn't respond to feelings. A law only responds to a greater law. And that brings us to step 2. Step 2. Stop fighting and start surrendering. This is where most believers get it backward. We think freedom means fighting harder. But God says freedom means yielding deeper. Romans 12 verse 1 says, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. That word present in the original Greek means to stand beside, to step aside and make yourself available. God is not saying, try harder. He's saying, step aside. I'll take it from here. Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. If that verse is true, and it is, then all the pressure to perform gets taken off of you. It's placed on Christ in you. Your job isn't to fix yourself. Your job is to let Him live through you. Step 3. Renew your mind with your true identity. Romans 8:1 says, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation. Not less condemnation. Not condemnation that goes away when you perform well. None. But here's what happens. You fall into sin on Tuesday night, and by Wednesday morning, your mind is flooded. You're a hypocrite. God is done with you. You'll never change. Why even pray? And right there in that moment, you have a choice. You can agree with the accuser, or you can agree with the word. Romans 6 verse 11 says, "Consider yourselves dead to sin and alive to God in Christ Jesus." That word consider means to think about, to reckon, to count as true. God is saying, when those condemning thoughts come, don't agree with them. Think about who you actually are in Christ. You are not a sinner trying to be good. You are a saint learning to live from who you already are. This is what it means to renew your mind. Not positive thinking, not denial, but alignment with the truth. Step 4. Cut off the triggers without mercy. Now listen, surrendering to God is the foundation, but surrender doesn't mean you sit on a couch and wait for holiness to fall on you. There's a difference between resting in God and being lazy with your obedience. If you keep your phone unlocked at 2 a.m., you are not trusting God, you are testing Him. If you keep following the accounts that pull your mind into lust, envy, or comparison, that's not just a bad habit. That's keeping the door open and wondering why the enemy keeps walking in. Jesus didn't say manage your sin. He said cut it off. Delete the app, block the account, leave the group chat, change the route you drive home. Make sin hard to access. Make obedience the path of least resistance. You can't pray for freedom on Sunday and feed the bondage on Monday. Step 5. Walk it out in community and patience. Here's what the enemy wants more than anything. He wants you to fight alone. Sin thrives in secrecy. The moment you bring it into the light, it starts to lose power. Galatians 6:1 says, "If anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness." You need people who won't shame you, but will walk with you. Not judges, restorers. And then there's patience, because sanctification is not a sprint. It's a long walk on a straight road. Luke 8:15 says, "As for that in the good soil, they are those who hearing the word, hold it fast in an honest and good heart and bear fruit." With patience. You might fall again tomorrow. That doesn't mean the seed is dead. It means you get back up, you bring it to God, and you keep walking. Because God is not done with you. He has never been done with you. So let's bring it all together. Willpower breaks. Grace carries. Surrender replaces striving. Truth silences shame. Obedience closes the door. Community holds you steady. Freedom doesn't come from trying harder. Freedom comes from knowing the one who already set you free. Holiness begins with surrender. Transformation begins with truth. If you made it to this point, I want you to know something. It took courage to stay through this. Most people click away when conviction starts. You didn't. If this spoke to you, share it with someone you love, not to convict them, to free them. Drop a comment right now, just 2 words, live through me. Make it your prayer. Make it public. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. You need consistent truth in a world that keeps normalizing the things that destroy you. Psalm 51:10 says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." That's not a prayer of shame, that's a prayer of hope. Conviction was never meant to crush you. It was sent to redirect you. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. Let Him finish what He started in you today.